Hi everyone, hope you're all keeping well. First of all, I wanted to make a massive shout out to all of those who have taken part in the projects so far and done solos and so much. It's been quite incredible to see the amount of creative energy that's been unleashed over the last 2 months. Partly down to our brilliant team of directors who have put so much into this, but also down to you for your great work at home. So moving on, we're now on the build up to our fantastic live stream concert on the 12th of July. And I hope you'll get all your friends, family and fans around the world to tune into this. It's going to include all the projects we've done over the term and the finals of the Dark Peak Young Musician of the Year, adjudicated by none other than Dr. Timothy Renish, and of course the premiere of the biggest big band project run by Carl Raven, which has been running right the way through this period. The whole thing is a hugely ambitious project, of which the finale, we hope, will be a mass performance of the Skye Boat Song, a traditional Scottish folk song, which we've arranged to include all the groups in the Music Centre. So just a little bit about Skye. It's a beautiful island off the west coast of Scotland. I'm sure some of you will have been there on your holidays to Skye, Mull and Iona. Absolutely gorgeous part of the world. Not, as one of my younger pupils thought, the place where the news and sport comes from. But the story of the Skye Boat Song tells of the exile of Bonnie Prince Charlie. You might like to look at the words. It's quite an interesting piece of Scottish history. So how will the project work? It involves all the Music Centre ensembles, as I've said, and we would like to invite as many as possible of you to take part in this, to make it something really special. The arrangement starts with a solo player who is gradually joined by other groups. First of all the strings, junior bands, intermediate band, and the whole thing reaches its climax as the concert band join in towards the end. You'll hear it playing here, but apologies for the sound, it's just a MIDI file. It doesn't really give the full impact of 150 players. So each individual player has a very simple part to do, which shouldn't really take you all that long to do, and we'd like you just to practice it first of all, and then just film yourself doing it, send us the film, and we're going to edit it together into one big video for the performance. So you'll be receiving your parts group by group in the email together with a guide track, and the second half of this video I thought I'd put together a little tutorial just on how to go about recording yourself doing this, just if anybody's not sure. So the whole concert, and especially the Skye Boat Song finale, is going to be absolutely epic, and we do hope that as many of you as possible will get involved in it. So I know a lot of you are now expert recording artists, probably know more about it than the Rolling Stones, but I thought it might be useful in the second part of this video to just give a little tutorial on putting together a recording if you'd like to take part in any of the projects. In particular, I'm focusing on the Skye Boat Song. So it'd be very useful if parents could be involved in this as well, particularly for younger children, so that you see the little process in action. So first thing is, we need to set up our recording studio, and I need my instrument, obviously, and I've warmed up, played a little bit, tuned up using the tuning note that's on the email, or you may have your own tuning meter. My metronome has a tuning meter on it, which has a B flat and an A. B flat is probably the best one for brass instruments. So we just make sure our instrument is more or less in tune. Just bring it back to the tempo I need. So I've got my music stand and I've got my music. In this case I've got the second part of the Skye Boat Song for the junior bands. I also have, as you've seen already, my metronome. Now these are really useful. They give a nice steady beat. Some of you may have mechanical ones or electric ones like this. If you haven't got one at all, you can get them for free on your phone. Just look up metronome and you can find plenty to choose from. Try and choose one with a nice wood block sound like that. I've got this set to 96. The Skyboat song, it runs at 94, but most metronomes don't have the 94, so 96 is fine for practice. I've also got some headphones which I'm going to use when I actually record it. So we're ready to begin. The first thing is we've got to make sure we can play our part, so we need to practice it. May take a few goes to get it. You might like to show it to your teacher and maybe go through it. Check your key signature. You've got some sharps, some of you got 1, some 2, some 3, some even 4. So just check your key signature, and if you need to write the sharps in, don't feel shy about doing that. So we just practice it. I'll just do a tiny bit. And so on. I won't do the whole thing, but with a little bit of practice you'll soon feel comfortable with that. You might like to do it with your metronome set on 94 or 96 if you haven't got a 94, just to make sure you can play it absolutely in time. So we're comfortable with that. We reckon we know the part. So the next thing we're going to do is try it with the guide track. So I've got my iPad here. I'll just get it logged in and I've got it all set up. You might need a parent just to help you to set up the MIDI or WAV file to play, and we set it to play. Now all the guide tracks have 6-beat click track introduction, so you have to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, breathe, play. And so on. So have a few goes at it until you feel comfortable that you can just go all the way through it from beginning to end. Don't worry if you make the odd little mistake, just keep going and you'll get it. So the next step after that, when you feel you've mastered that, is to plug the headphones in to your device. Now I recommend that you put the headphones on in one ear only. So I put it in my left ear and I put it behind my ear for the other side, so I can hear myself as well as hearing the guide track through the headphones. So I'll just put it back to the beginning and I'll just do a couple of bars. Now you won't be able to hear the guide track. I can hear it, so I'm with it, but you won't be able to hear it. And so on. It might take a couple of tries to get used to hearing it through the headphones. It's a little bit weird, but you'll soon get the hang of it. So you're almost there. All you've got to do now is call Mum or Dad in and say, I'm ready and I want to record my part for whatever it is. It could be any of the pieces, but in this case it's the Skyboat song, and they can record you on a phone. Please remember to record it in landscape mode because it causes problems for us when we edit if it's in portrait. Do a few. You might get it perfect first time, but it might take you a little while to just have a few goes at it just to get it absolutely as good as you want it. As soon as you're happy, then you can send your video off to the address at the end of this tutorial, and you will be part of the performance, and you can tell all your fans all over the world to tune in on the 12th of July to our live stream concert and watch you making your starring role. We look forward to hearing you.